ভালো লাগে বলতে।
Very much. So you will. Thank you very much.
Hello.
How are you?
Come. Please come.
আরে শুনো কি যাব ইয়াত হ'ব নেকি না পেঞ্চন মাতিছে গরম সিরিজ খবরটা ঠিক আছে তুমি লেখা
Please, you show us the way.
Yes, the way. Yeah.
Thanks.
Ay, pili ka passport.
Yes, in a medium point.
Passport.
Hold it.
বাজো ও ব্যাগ হয়ে যাও অকণমান সিফালে যাব পাৰিলে অকণমান
Ma'am, to please come to the podium. A very good morning, guest of honor today. One of the finest cricketers in the history of world cricket and also the global hearing ambassador of the Cochlear Implant Company, Cochlear. I would also like to welcome the principal of GMCH, Dr. Kalpana Sharma Ma'am, Professor of ENT, GMCH. On with this program, I would like to begin and request you all to kindly give me answer of two questions which I'll be asking and no means in sign language respectively. So my first and my second question is, can anyone answer what I just said?
Here, I think this visit of Wesley will really help in bringing the awareness for people, because this message will go to the brain, go to the people, and this will really help us. I really thank you. We are really very happy to be with Mr. Wesley, not being only renowned cricketer of the world, international figure, but he is doing a great job, because of which really our Premier Institute Guwahati Medical College, on their all staff and faculties, we want to thank, because he is doing aggressive activities in the field of cochlear implant, And you see, it's a very, initially what we went for, only this, whatever this implant, we go for hearing aid, but nowadays after introduction of cochlear implant, bringing great relief to the children. And in our institution, Guwahati Medical Hospital, I feel Mr. Bradley has come to know it's a large hospital with 2,180 beds. And we started doing this cochlear implant in the Department of ENT from 2014. And till now we have completed 23 number of cases. One very important issue, that screening of these children, because we have to conduct the implant within 6 years. So that is very important because we can screen and find the numbers suffering from deafness. Then we can increase the number of cochlear implants. And in after screening camp is being conducted, and besides going for cochlear implant, there is the financial assistance to given by the government of Assam. Anyway, we again congratulate, welcome Mr. Bradley. Thank you all.
In my Hindi photo, so I'm a little better in Hindi. Can I just say it's an absolute privilege and a pleasure to be here today. Thank you to all the dignitaries, principal, all the staff, all the doctors, and all the wonderful people that have made this possible. Look, I guess my journey started a number of years ago with cochlear, and my vision and my dream was to make sure that every single child born, not only here in India but throughout the world, would have the opportunity to be able to hear. I consider myself very, very lucky from where I came from. I was born with normal hearing, normal vision, but unfortunately, as mentioned, 360 million people around the world don't have that privilege to be able to hear. Congratulations on the 23 cochlear implants that have happened here so far, but we've still got a long, long way to go. So I guess my dream and my aim is to raise awareness through the campaigns that we're doing, through the media. Thank you to your assistance to making, I guess, our vision get out there. Through social media, through being on television and newspapers, it makes our job to spread awareness a lot easier. So I'm behind this dream of mine with cochlear to make sure that every single child born in India will have the opportunity to firstly have a universal newborn screening test done. What I can say through my travels across India the last several years, I've been coming here since 1994 and I consider myself half Indian, which I'm proud about. Myself and the team from Cochlear, we've been all over India. We've been up to, we're down to Trivandrum, right at the top to Chandigarh, Delhi, everywhere. We've been every single where, and I can say that the state of Kerala has been fantastic and instrumental with the way that they've really taken on this initiative. And they're very close now that every single child that's born in a public hospital will have a universal newborn screening hearing test done. So that's what we want to happen here in your beautiful state. I know that there's a lot of potential here, and we all can make this happen. It takes my efforts, it takes the VIP's efforts, it takes the media, and obviously all of the students and the doctors. And we also need a lot more people too to go into audiology. I know that there's different styles of different types and fields that you can choose to be a doctor. Obviously the ENT specialists are ones that we believe in and ones that are right behind. So that's my little insight as to where I've been and what's been happening. I think now I'm going to field a couple of questions on the floor, I do believe. But great to be here, so thank you very much.
The house is now open for questions. I would like to request Amalin Phukar, final year student, to please say his question.
About the awareness level of all the strata of the society, not only the poorest of the poor, but also among the well-to-do families, regarding such preventable hearing loss. And could you suggest one means, because considering the financial constraints of a country like India, one small means that would be very fruitful in countries like Australia or any other developed country?
Yeah, well, thank you. So the first part of the question with the awareness, that's my role, that's my job. I guess people know me as a cricketer, but they're also now knowing me as the global ambassador for Cochlear. It's the only time in my life where I use, I guess, my profile, which I've built through cricket, to use it for a positive influence. So that's trying to create a lot more awareness, which is the reason why we're going to the big cities, the smaller towns, to make people aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it. I guess the second part of the question, how can we help that, is, I think the government support is very, very important here. The government have been really, really good. I'd say they've been about there. I'd like to see to get to there. What we have in Australia is that every single child born in a hospital has a universal newborn screening test done. And so it should be mandatory across every single hospital throughout India. So we will get there eventually. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, a lot more help from the government in terms of financial backing. But we will keep knocking down doors. We'll keep going to different hospitals, spreading the news and the awareness that we're doing with cochlear and how we're changing people's lives. Now, I've met a lot of people that have had the CI happen. I've seen children have it at the age of 9 months, and I've seen young kids have it at the age of 7 years. And I can tell you that when you see them when they're 15, the child that's had it implanted, so early intervention at the age of 9 months, or a child that's had it at the age of 7 years, it's totally different. Early intervention is the most important thing. They know that the first 2 years of a child's life is the most important. That's when a child is learning about speech development, learning how to interact with their parents, learning about different sounds. So that's the first 2 years is the most important, which is why I say that every child when they're born, they have to find out if there is an issue. And if there is an issue, which we know that 5 out of every 1,000 babies born here in India, there will be an issue, then we can actually address and fix that issue. Well, thank you. And no matter where you come from, doesn't matter what skin tone colour you have, doesn't matter what eye colour, hair colour, doesn't matter what your beliefs are from a religious point of view. It's across the board. Now, we know that it's a small chunk of people that are being helped here in India. We want to make that small chunk into a big chunk. We want to make sure that, and the only way to fix that is to keep doing these things, keep doing these seminars, keep knocking down doors, keep doing all the promotion that we're doing, all the social media, through the papers. It's a tough one because I've seen it happen in the last probably 3 years that we've been on this campaign, and not a lot of people knew about cochlear 3 years ago. Now a lot of people know about cochlear, which makes me really proud. The vet here from Cochlear and the team that are working around him have worked tirelessly day in, day out to ensure that the people understand exactly what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve. And that's been a lot of hard work. And the hard work is going to continue as we go on, which is why I'm going to different states, different cities, every chance to get to speak to people. What I will say that it also doesn't matter of where you're born in terms of how much money you have, or if you're born into a poor, little village. It's a child. A child's a child. A child should be able to have that opportunity in life. And I always say that me growing up, there's some wonderful sounds that I love to hear. If you get Sachin Tendulkar around here, the stumps fly. If I could hear, I wouldn't be able to enjoy those moments. And I've had the pleasure to be around a lot of recipients, and it changes people's lives. It makes them interact socially. What other people do too, and what I found, the kids who are 15, 16 years of age, if they haven't had the implant done, they become very self-absorbed. They stay in their own little group. Now, if we're in any environment now, and you can hear the air conditioning unit at the back, and thank God it's on, otherwise it'd be very hot in here. But it's all that background noise, all the sounds of people mumbling and talking. If you've got some form of hearing loss and you can't hear, and you keep having to say, sorry, what was that? After a while they get fed up with asking the question, and they just pull back in the conversation, and then they become shy, they lose self-confidence. So not only what the cochlear implant does, it actually restores their hearing, but it restores their life. And their pride and their self-awareness, and their just confidence in life. So that's really important. But just keep promoting, keep making sure that people are aware of what we're doing. Thank you for your and the second innings. In Australia, this is 2020. It's a quick little question, bang, but I love it. Look, I think that with the first, well, I'll start with the second part, the whole stigma. Now, a long time ago, people believed that having a processor on the ear wasn't cool. A lot of people still these days don't believe that it's acceptable or it's cool, but that's what we as an older generation, I guess, put on our young children. Now, there are a lot of people wearing glasses around here, right? Everyone that, I guess, studies, when you get to a certain age, get to the age of 35, 40, your eyesight might deteriorate a little bit, so you wear glasses. Now, and I guess there's a lot of boys and girls out here now as well, and guys that wear glasses to look good, yeah? Now, you imagine when glasses first came out, everyone was like, you can't wear that on your face, it looks horrible. Now it's socially accepted because we've made it socially accepted. We've got to understand too that if someone's wearing a processor, they're not weird, they're not an alien, they're not different. They're wearing it because they have to wear it and because they want to improve their life and their opportunity to be able to hear. It's progressing a lot. There's the Kenzo now, which obviously the process is not there for people that aren't feeling confident. So there's some little things. The stigma is what we put on the children coming up. It's the beliefs that we teach our children as parents. So we firstly have to change as adults in order for our young generation to change through. Just say the first question again. I missed the first innings. You can yell it out, mate. I can hear you. So what I've noticed is that the other question was people are now a lot more aware of what's happened and what's happening throughout India. People, I do believe that they thought many, many years ago that they didn't believe that there was a chance. And the hardest thing too is that I guess parents, and it certainly happens over here in India I find, is that if a child's born, you know, profoundly deaf. So imagine a kid who's the first 12 months of their life, they haven't interacted with their parents. You know, I always hear stories about, you know, a mum pushing a child by a train track, and a train flies past and everyone else gets startled and the kid doesn't even look. Now they're telltale signs of something happening. If a car goes and beeps its horn or a loud bang goes off, whether it's through music or whatever, if the kid hasn't startled, then you know there's an issue. But the issue I have is that some parents say, well, it's the way the child was born. It's God's way of saying this is how the child should be. And I don't agree with that, because you as a parent are responsible for your child to give them the best chance in life. So you've got to be a responsible parent. And if you see there's an issue, or if you know your grandchild or your niece or nephew may be struggling, go and take them to a health professional, because it's our right as people that are grown up now to ensure that the life of our children coming through, and you know they're all our kids, that we look after these beautiful little kids.
I'm not only talking about cochlear or something like that, or hearing loss. Any deadly disease that is affecting the third world countries or whole around the globe, like hemophilia or anything else.
Well, look, it comes down to awareness. It comes down to making sure that children have got the opportunity to be born in a hospital, because hearing loss can be caused from a number of different things. It can be trauma to the head. It could be like a disease like a meningitis. It could be just the way that a child's born through a hereditary thing. But we do know that if kids get screened when they're born, if they have a universal newborn screening test, then at least we have a map. We have the data to show that if a child's born and he or she's born with normal hearing, okay, good. But if they're not, what happens? So then the steps and measures in place will say that they'll get a test done again at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 18 months, to follow the child's progress. And if the child hasn't improved and they haven't been able to hear, well then the early intervention is done. And that's the most important thing. So early intervention with a child, because we know as a child. Now we don't let a child get to the age of 4 or 5 and they go, yeah, the child's slow, he or she will catch up. It's okay, they're living their life. they've missed the sweet spot of that opportunity to have the early intervention done. They've got to get it done before 2 years of age. So the awareness, the government backing, the funding that the government needs to do, it's the government's right to make sure that everyone should be able to hear. So the government have been instrumental with the work they're doing, certainly down at Kerala, but they need to do a lot more. And they've got the funds to do it. It's a matter of putting it into the right channels. And yeah, look, I'm passionate, as you can tell. I guess my little story was my son had an accident when he was 4 or 5, and he had a fall and fell onto his skull and fractured his skull, and actually he lost his hearing in his right ear. Now me as a parent, I was over here playing in the IPO when it happened, and he had the accident, had a fall, and I was on Google, I was looking up hearing loss, a child growing up with deafness in the one ear, because I didn't know if that was going to come back or not. Anyway, so I kept Googling and Cochlea kept coming up. So I kept exploring about what the great things that Cochlea were doing. Turns out that 12 months later my child regained his hearing naturally. Thank God, it was a compressed nerve. But that made me aware and made me passionate, because there are a number of different things you can do to help people. With a hearing loss, eyesight, whatever it might be, but you've got to pick one. And that's very true to my heart, so that's the reason obviously I'm the global ambassador of Cochlea.
Thank you, sir, for your awareness and your opinion that you expressed today. I think it has helped us a lot to understand this program better, isn't it? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I would now like to request Dr. Kalpana Sharma ma'am to kindly come forward and give the vote of thanks.
After 4 months of cochlear implant surgery, I think all of us will take this message from here today. I thank the cochlear group of people who are here.
Thank you all. I would now like to request Principal Sir to kindly accept this memento being presented by our guest of honor today, Mr. Brett Lee.
Please.
Would you like to share something with media? 2014 চনৰ পৰা আমাৰ গুৱাহাটী চিকিৎসা মহাবিদ্যালয়ত ENT বিভাগত এইটো যেটো আমাৰ ডক্টৰ গৌতম পাঠক এচিউ তেখেতে ক'লে ককলিয়াৰ ইমপ্লেণ্টৰ কাম আৰম্ভ কৰা হৈছিল। এতিয়ালৈকে 23টি শিশুক ককলিয়াৰ ইমপ্লেণ্টেশ্যন কৰা হ'ল আৰু তেখেতে ক'লে এইটো 6 বছৰৰ ভিতৰত কৰিব লাগে আৰু সেই শিশুটিক চিনাক্তকৰণ কৰাটো প্ৰধান লক্ষ্য আৰু মুখ্য উদ্দেশ্য আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে ধৰক আমাৰ ENTৰ বহিৰ্ভাগত আমাৰ কোষ এটা আছে, তাত এইবিলাক স্ক্ৰিনিং কৰা যায়। তাৰ বাহিৰে অসম চৰকাৰৰ আমাৰ যেটো RBSK বুলি স্কিম এটা আছে, তাত ধৰক স্ক্ৰিনিং কৰি আৰ্লি ডিটেকশ্যন কৰা যায়। এইটো পেৰিফেৰী লেভেলতে কৰিব পাৰি আৰু ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে সজাগতাৰ কাৰণে গৌতম দাই কোৱাৰ নিচিনাকৈ পিতৃ মাতৃ আৰু অভিভাৱকৰ মুখ্য দায়িত্ব থাকে। তেখেতসকলে চাব লাগে যে ল'ৰা ছোৱালীৰ শুনা বা যদি এটা শব্দ হৈছে ৰেছপন্সটো যদি প'ৰ হৈছে তাৎক্ষণিকভাৱে চিকিৎসকৰ কাষ চাপিব লাগে। আৰু আজি ব্ৰেট লী আমাৰ অষ্ট্ৰেলিয়ান ক্ৰিকেটাৰ, তেখেত মানে গ্ল'বেল হিয়াৰিং এইডৰ তেওঁ এম্বেচেডৰ। তেখেতে আজি T20ত তেওঁ যেহেতু মেনেজাৰ ক্ৰিকেট টিমৰ, তেওঁ তাত অহাৰ লগত আমাৰ ENT বিভাগৰ পৰা তেওঁলোকে যোগাযোগ কৰি আমাৰ বিভাগলৈ তেখেতসকল আহিলে তেখেতে ব্ৰেট লী আহি আমাৰ ENT বিভাগটো চোৱাৰ লগতে হস্পিটেলখনো তেওঁলোকে ঘূৰিলে আৰু তাৰ পিছত আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীৰ তেওঁলোকে ইণ্টাৰেক্টিভ প্ৰগ্ৰেম এটা আছিলে আৰু তেওঁ সেই সজাগতা সম্বন্ধে দুআষাৰ ক'লে। আৰু ইয়াৰ বাহিৰেও আমাৰ যেটো এইটো খৰচী এটা বস্তু যে ককলিয়াৰ ইমপ্লেণ্টটো সঁচাকৈ খৰচ, এইটো মানে অসম চৰকাৰৰ সম্পূৰ্ণ খৰচ যেটো মেচিন এইটো প্ৰায় 5 লাখতকৈ অধিক, সেই গোটেইখিনি খৰচ অসম চৰকাৰৰ পৰা বহন কৰা হয় আৰু এতিয়ালৈকে টেষ্টি কৰা হ'ল আৰু দুদিনতে আৰু কেইটামান চিলেকশ্যন কৰা হৈছে আৰু আপোনালোকেও এইখিনি ধৰক আমাৰ চেনেলৰ যোগেদি ক'লোঁ যে অলপ সজাগ হোৱাৰ দৰকাৰ পিতৃ মাতৃৰ বাবে, এইখিনি যাতে তেওঁলোকে মনত ৰাখি পেলাই যিখিনি আমাৰ হিয়াৰিং এইডৰ বা অসুবিধাৰ কাৰণে নুশুনা যদি কিবা গম পায় তেখেতলোকে যাতে তাৎক্ষণিকভাৱে চিকিৎসকৰ কাষ চাপে। তেখেতে চালে তেখেতে ENT বিভাগলৈ গ'ল আৰু ENT বিভাগৰ গোটেই ডক্টৰ চিকিৎসক আৰু ছাত্ৰ তেওঁলোকৰ লগত ইণ্টাৰেকশ্যন কৰিলে আৰু তেওঁ আৰু মানে সহায় কৰিম বুলি কৈছে, তেওঁ পিছতো আহিম বুলি কৈ গৈছে আৰু আমাৰ ডক্টৰ গৌতম পাঠকৰ লগত যোগাযোগ ৰাখিম বুলি কৈছে আৰু তাৰ বাহিৰেও আমাৰ একাডেমিক হলত তেওঁ ইণ্টাৰেকশ্যন এটা কৰিলে আমাৰ ষ্টুডেণ্ট ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীৰ লগত।